Hi friends, in today's video we're going to talk all about souffle, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm walking you through my souffle journey step by step. I'm sharing with you the 5 tips I learned to have better success making a souffle and preventing it from deflating immediately. Are you ready today to souffle? Let's go. Hey there, welcome to my recipe journal. My name is Jackie. I'm not a chef, food critic, I've never been to culinary school, but what I do have is over 30 years experience serving my friends and family tasty meals and treats. Lately, I've decided to expand on my knowledge, try some new recipes, new flavors, new techniques, and I'd like to pay it forward and share what I know, both old and new. I've decided to document my journey by journaling my experience. Okay, friends, let's head to the kitchen. Good morning, everyone. It's morning for me. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but morning for me. Fun fact, I work as a school bus monitor, so I film my videos in between my routes. It helps me just get ahead for the day, and also I like to do my filming because it's more of a quiet time. It's just me in the house, and it helps me to focus. And so, yeah, I like to film my videos and everything in between my morning and afternoon routes. And besides, it gets me a head start on my prep for dinner. Okay, let me just remind you, just in case you've not seen my cookbook challenge before, I am challenging myself to go through my cookbook. It's called Cooking School by Delish, and my challenge is to complete at least one recipe out of every chapter. Now, I can do more than one, but just to at least complete one from every chapter because I tend to let my cookbook sit on the shelf, and when I'm looking for something different, typically I'll go online and things and look for, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just makes me wonder what opportunities am I missing in my own house. So last chapter that I completed the chapter, and I completed 3 recipes out of that chapter. And typically at the end, I give you my opinion, anything I've learned, and my goal is just to simply expand my knowledge and learn, force myself out of my comfort zone of my weekly things, and shake things up a bit. Whisk constantly until mixture boils and thickens, and then remove from heat. Stir in butter, whisk in egg yolks and cheese. Transfer mixture into large mixing bowl. Beat egg whites in a large bowl with electric mixer until soft peaks form. Fold egg whites into cheese mixture in 2 batches. Pour mixture into dish. Bake souffle about 35 to 40 minutes or until well risen and browned. Okay, souffle's in the oven. Timer is set for 40 minutes. And this is the leftover souffle mixture. So going to bake 1 souffle and show you the results of it. When I return back from my bus route, I will bake these up. Guys, my souffle was like Monster High. That's the name of a doll, isn't it? Monster High. But no, it was like really big, and now it is deflated. Hang on. Let me show you another angle here. Look at my souffle, guys. It was really, really high. I took it out of the oven and it just deflated. Not only was my souffle deflated, but so was my ego. I almost just threw in the towel and quit the whole thing. But then I remembered I had the other 3 souffle mixtures in the refrigerator. So I decided to go online and look around and see if there was anything I could do, any tips I could find that could salvage my other 3 souffle mixtures in the refrigerator. Okay, after looking all over the internet, these are the most helpful tips that I found. Tip number one, do not overfill your oven safe cooking container. Some sites said just fill it halfway, and some said just don't overfill it. So I did an experiment and I filled one 3/4 the way full, and then I done another one halfway full. And personally, I like the looks of the ramekin of the 3/4 better. The souffle needs um, some space or surface to kind of crawl and carry up the side of the dish, kind of like support. So that made sense to me. Okay, tip number two is to bake your souffle on the bottom rack of your oven. And I wish I had a good scientific reason to tell you and sound really smart. I don't know what the reason is, but the professionals say to do it, and I was desperate. So that's what I did. I baked it on the bottom rack. Okay, tip number three to me is the most important. Do not take the souffle straight out of the oven that is hot into like the cooler air. Instead, allow the souffle to cool down inside of the oven. And to prevent it from overcooking, I dialed the heat back from 400 to 375. And my cookbook said to let it cook from 35 to 40 minutes. So I turned the heat off around 30-minute mark and let the souffle just sit in the oven for another 10 minutes, slowly cooling down, but it's still cooking at the same point. And I think that really made a big difference because, they say don't open the oven door while the souffle is cooking because it could make it deflate. So I think the slow cooling down really did make a big difference. Okay, now these last two tips I couldn't use because they involve as you're in the process of coming up with your mixture. But tip number four is to add about 1/8 of a teaspoon for 8 egg whites, or 9 to 12 egg whites. You add 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and that helps. It's a more firm of hold, so that would help as well. If I was making a souffle from scratch again, this is what I would do. I would add some cream of tartar to my egg white mixture. Okay, so tip number five is when folding your egg whites into the mixture, um, make sure that you fold very gently. And I don't know the scientific reason for it other than I think maybe it has something to do with the air that is built up in the egg whites. But I'm not a chef. I'm not really positive on that. But I do know that I've seen in several websites that it said, when I was looking up for tips, it said to make sure to be careful when folding in your egg whites. So I just thought I would mention that tip. And the last thing I'd like to say is I was reading over several websites that pretty much a souffle will eventually fall. It will deflate. But if you can get a souffle to come out of the oven and last for a good 10 to 15 minutes, you've done really, really well. So don't beat yourself up. And if you can't get it to come out for 10 to 15 minutes, try a different technique. Look up things on the internet. See what you could do differently. Just don't give up. It's good that you tried, and we learn more from our failures. And it's kind of what I'm in the pursuit of doing is learning different ways things work and whatnot. But at least you gave it a go, gave it a try, and you should pat yourself on the back for that. But the bigger question is, how did it taste? And I'm going to let my husband, Mr. Picky Pants, give you his opinion on how it tastes. Okay, he's going in for the bite, guys. There's his thumbs up. And wait for it. There he is, Mr. I Won't Make an Appearance himself, giving it his thumbs up and a smile. And that's doing something, guys. Hey guys, did you find any value in the video today? I hope you did. And if you did, will you please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up, like, and hit the notification bell? I would so appreciate it. And by the way, You need something sweet to make for dinner tonight? I got just the video for you. Until we meet again, blessings to you. Take care.